and I came out just a little while before war was declared. I was back to school by then.
The Second World War started, I was 13, and I remember very clearly them declaring war. Chamberlain just said that we were, as from 11 o'clock today, we are at war with Germany.
I am speaking to you in the Cabinet Room, 10 Downing Street. This morning, the British ambassador in Berlin handed the German government final note, saying that unless we heard from them by 11 o'clock, that they were prepared at once to withdraw their troops from Poland, a state of war would exist between us. I have to tell you now that no such undertaking has been received, and that consequently this country is at war with Germany.
Trained in Africa, southern Rhodesia, in Kenya, and spent the rest of the war really in...
Well, my father was called up very early because he was in the Royal Air Force Reserve. So that meant that he left home a lot earlier than many of the men did. Some of my friends' fathers were prisoners. Some were here, there and everywhere that they didn't know.
I wasn't quite good enough to go to university. This is partly why I didn't go to university. So I chose to go into the army instead, you see, as a sort of, at the time I thought, you know, it would be a good career.
There was a lady that lived in a little cottage near to, and she had 3 sons, and when they declared war, she ran round to our house and said, "Oh, my sons will have to go, my sons will have to go."
I was training to be a draftsman, because I was, about 18. Something like that. But, I was in a reserved occupation, which meant I didn't have to go to the war. So I volunteered, because they seemed to be having a better time at the war than we were having at home. I was on transport, we were carrying passengers and parachutists and things like that.
I was a farmer all my life, in food production, a reserved occupation. And I got my call-up papers, but they wouldn't take me.
We were farmers and we were needed on the land. We didn't feel an awful lot because we were out in the country, and I lived between Newcastle under Lyme and Crewe, and we could see the barrage balloons go up at Crewe every night.
Because I was 14 when it all finished, and my father came home, and yes, life did change. I was growing up, my brother was older than me, and we were an older family.
Before the war I had a girlfriend for about 6 or 8 weeks, something like that. She was 16 and I said I was about 18 and 19. We just lost contact. Anyway, after I'd been in Egypt for a while, or perhaps 6 months, I got a letter from her, and we corresponded then for about 3 years, and I married her when we came home. We lived together for 64 years.
If you could go back, would there be anything you would do differently, or would you keep everything the same?
Oh, I wouldn't want to do anything differently, no. I survived, that's the main thing, isn't it?